It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen gets the better start. Lewis Hamilton already catching his teammate George Russell, who's trying to get that slipstream behind Verstappen. So it's Verstappen from Russell. Hamilton with Perez to his side there. Now Hamilton breaks out from the toe and tries to get down the inside. Verstappen holds them off and into the lead from George Russell. Then comes Lewis Hamilton, being challenged by Sergio Perez, who has to brake hard before he goes into the back of the Mercedes of Russell. Hamilton trying to squeeze his way through into second place and does so. Verstappen leads from Hamilton, then comes Russell, and then Perez, and behind them Charles Leclerc just behind his teammate Carlos Sainz. Through the next corner we go. Verstappen has got the start that he wanted.
Lewis Hamilton's there alongside us. Now he's on his back foot. Now he's going to run wide through turn 3, and Perez gets the better drive. George very fairly gives him enough racing space to down the outside, and meanwhile, perfectly for the pole sitter, he's gone.
Daniel Ricciardo is managing to use DRS to great effect. Can he get past at the third time of asking Zhou Guanyu? Yes, he can. 12th place is now Daniel Ricciardo's. It's been coming for a while. Seemed to have more straight line speed with that DRS. It's worth round about 12 miles an hour of extra pace. Does look good if you're Pierre Gasly, that's for sure. He's going wheel to wheel with Lance Stroll into turn 1. Stroll about half a car length in front as they apply the brakes. Slow down from about 215 miles an hour. Now Gasly desperately trying to get the car in a straight line so he can put his foot down fully and get towards that Aston Martin into the next braking zone. He's looking for a gap down the inside, locks up, and they both force each other wide off the track. Gasly steams through and ahead of Lance Stroll, but will he have to give that place back?
Yep.
Pierre Gasly is going to get a 5-second time penalty for forcing another driver off the track.
My tyres are okay, mate.
Copy.
And that's probably the information that Bono and the rest of the engineers really wanted to hear too.
No front is dead, guys.
Understood, Max.
Now, he really wants to come in. You can kind of sense that in Max's voice at the moment. He is very nearly a pit stop ahead of Carlos Sainz. Hamilton moves into the lead. Medium compound tyres go on, and away goes Verstappen. Max Verstappen now crosses the line behind George Russell. Lewis Hamilton comes onto the track, but is that the hard compound tyre that's gone on to Lewis Hamilton's car? I think it is. Yeah, Hamilton has gone on to the hard compound tyre.
To run to the end of the Grand Prix.
Well, Alonso back out into the race now in 8th place, ahead then of Zhou Guanyu. Here comes Valtteri Bottas under pressure from Esteban Ocon behind him. Esteban Ocon trying to go round the outside into turn 1. That was very nice indeed from the Alpine. And Valtteri Bottas, well, struggling with a bit of tyre warm-up maybe. Got past at turn 1. Now gets the slipstream down towards turn 4 and 5. In goes Ocon. Bottas looking to try and pinch a line through on the exit and is almost shoving the Alpine out of the way as they get the power down. And somehow Esteban Ocon is staying ahead here.
This tyre isn't good, mate.
We did see a drop off on the medium, so I think that some may struggle to get the end on that.
Tsunoda placing that AlphaTauri exactly where Ricciardo didn't want it, but he's got DRS as the Australian, and he's coming back at Tsunoda once again. Into turn 4 we go now, once again trying to force his way alongside, going round the outside so he can get the inside line and push his way past, and he's diving down the inside, and they are going to touch, and Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri rides over the front wheel of Daniel Ricciardo's McLaren and out onto the turf almost, losing bits of his car. Daniel Ricciardo for causing the collision that took out Yuki Tsunoda. 10-second penalty for him.
What is this doing?
Here goes Pierre Gasly on Sebastian Vettel, where he came together earlier in the race with Vettel's teammate Lance Stroll. Vettel is still trying to battle this one out, and now down into turn 6, Zhou Guanyu on the inside. Almost thought a gap was there, and we almost had another coming together down at that particular corner. Valtteri Bottas under pressure now from Daniel Ricciardo, and Ricciardo really with DRS, big speed advantage, forcing his way up into 9th place. Bottas now down to 10th. Alonso lets Esteban Ocon go past through the middle, tries to go Daniel Ricciardo, getting past Fernando Alonso as they go into turn 1. He's got one Alpine, hasn't he? And moves himself up. Here goes Daniel Ricciardo again. He's had a lot of unreliability as Fernando Alonso this year. Daniel Ricciardo's had his own travails too, but into the first corner he goes, and he's up into 7th place.
So clearly Lewis feels that he's got Sergio covered, even though Sergio is on the, what Hamilton would believe, quicker medium tyre. Yes,
Ted, I'm just going to interrupt. A, Lando Norris has just passed Valtteri Bottas, but B, Fernando Alonso is off the track and out of the race. And that is another mechanical DNF for Fernando Alonso this season. Max Verstappen, couple more corners to go. This has been one of his more easier victories of the season. And for the 2nd year running, it is victory here in Mexico City for Max Verstappen. And he is so far clear of the field, at least 15 seconds clear of Lewis Hamilton in second. By the time Hamilton reaches the line, Verstappen came into this race the only driver to win here 3 times in the past. Well, he's now made it 4 victories. Verstappen wins the Mexico City Grand Prix, Hamilton second, and for the 2nd year running, Sergio Perez can stand on the podium in his home race. No one really getting close to this man, Max Verstappen, today. He's drenched the dignitaries in the fizzy stuff, and he's been on sparkling form once again. Max Verstappen wins the Mexico City Grand Prix.